So Earn Your Leisure had a live where they were confronting people who were complaining against this year's InvestFest. This year's InvestFest actually was their biggest one. Almost 32,000 people attended. I think it was like 31,600. But their issue was, and they were on the Breakfast Club, they was complaining about the city of Atlanta, saying that Atlanta didn't do enough for them. And now in this live that they did, it was Rashad and Ian Dunlap. Rashad was the one who basically said that he's basically done with black folks, and InvestFest, when they do it next year, will have more white people and Latin people and Filipinos. And it was saying how InvestFest was never a black thing. And it's like, dude, InvestFest is a black thing. That is your core audience. I will never understand people who doesn't have a broad audience to, I gotta say, shit on your core audience. I don't get it, especially in Atlanta. You don't think every year at Coachella, they don't get hit with people saying like, the food costs too much, the water costs too much, it's too hot, it costs too much money. You don't think they get hit with that all the time? And Coachella fine-tunes, they listen to people and fine-tune it. And the minute people say, I'm not going back to Coachella, then the Justin Bieber performance happened, or Karol G and Sabrina Carpenter. And it's like, oh my God, I can't wait for Coachella next year. You don't think Coachella gets hit with that? The thing about Earn Your Leisure is, with InvestFest, people have been complaining about them every year. And one of the major complaints is because people pay like a $250 to go. And people feel like it's more star-studded than information-driven. So this year they had T.I, Steve Harvey, and I think they had Serena Williams. And they're all fine. But a lot of these people are beginners trying to figure out, or they're midstream business people trying to figure out how to go to the next level. People like Serena and Steve learned along the way. Like for Serena Williams, their dad handled a lot of this stuff. And when he couldn't handle it, then we got marketers and agents and business people. Serena wasn't a business person, but she learned to be a business person. But that took years. Steve Harvey was a stand-up comedian. But I'm sure Steve had a booking agent, a talent agent, and an accountant, and all these people. The Steve Harvey you see today was not this Steve Harvey 40 years ago. It took a while. It took a crash course of him learning about business, crashing and burning until he became this dude. T.I.'s a little bit different because, you know, he always had that hustle spirit, and he sold mixtapes, and that's slightly different. But when people go to these InvestFest type conferences, they want to learn how to be successful. What if I have to file for bankruptcy? What if I'm a solo entrepreneur? How do I file LLC? This is the information that you should give to people. And it should almost have two tiers. One tier should be if you pay $250, you get to see all the stars. And with the breakout sessions, and if you pay $150, $100, you get nothing but the breakout sessions. And I think they probably actually make more money if people say, you know what, you can have the stars. You can have your star-studded event. Just give me the sessions where I can learn about business and be a better entrepreneur. And the thing about InvestFest, when Rashad was saying like, oh, we're going to get like Filipinos and white people. Dude, if they break away from black folks and try to appeal to these other markets, they're not that big. They're not Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey can do this. She can have a ton of white people if she had events like this. They don't have that type of crossover appeal. And if you look at their numbers, their peak years was like 3-4 years ago. They was pulling down like 2 million, 3 million per video. Now they're down to like 100,000 here, 50,000, 80,000. Listen, I would kill for those numbers. But evidently their popularity has gone down and now they're stabilized. So even on their regular videos, which is fantastic, they still get between 30,000 to over 100,000 views per video, which is fantastic, but they're not in those millions anymore. And I don't think they ever get back to those millions again. Now, if they end up on Shark Tank and then they open themselves up to a whole new audience, that's totally different. But until that happens, your core audience is black. You're in an Atlanta, black city. And Atlanta could just do so much. Yeah, maybe if InvestFest was bringing in a whole bunch of people, like 100,000 people, maybe Atlanta would do more. But they're bringing in like 30,000. So what do you guys think? For everybody who went to InvestFest, what do you think about this year's event? And do you think these guys, instead of fight with everybody, listen to what the audience is saying? People have been complaining about InvestFest and those guys for a while. Go watch videos by JT, the Pocket Watcher. He's fantastic. But they've been complaining about different things for a while. So instead of fighting with everybody and say you're done with black people, why don't you listen to your black audience? Because it doesn't matter if you take it to LA or New York, if you still have the same InvestFest you had in Atlanta, you still gonna have the same complaints. And whose fault is it then?